Yeah, I don't see Chris. Should we wait for Chris?
Yeah, you're interested?
What? Should we wait for Chris?
Oh, she's not here yet?
No,
Okay, yeah.
it's good. The only person online is a member of the public.
Give her a couple minutes and then
Then we can start. Oh, I don't think we've done any very questions tonight.
I
Yeah,
got a hard out at 5:30 because
Yeah.
I got another appointment.
We won't.
5 would be good.
5 would be good.
Okay. Right. That's Michelle. Oh,
Michelle's fine.
Michelle will be. Fine.
Can this screen go someplace else? No?
It goes wherever it sees people. It's the owl. All seen.
Wait, from voice, right?
Chris is on.
Hi, Chris.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to start the meeting on September 26th for the Hudson Community Development and Planning Agency. Logan, can you do a roll, please?
Yep. Mayor Johnson is not here at the moment. Planning Chairwoman,
Present.
Majority Leader Morris.
Yep.
Minority Leader Morante here. And Housing Authority Chairwoman Smith is not present.
We do have a quorum. So Logan passed out the meeting documents and everything. Have you get a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
I did, and Logan, I had sent you something about using surnames, but I see on the front, you do give the names, the full names, but the only name you did not describe was Chris.
Yeah.
And then-
So after you sent that to me, I re-edited it. I didn't send them out because it was kind of too late to send it out. But I have those minutes with all the names, and you're right about that.
Right, because, the public don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. And don't forget to put Chris on here too.
Oh, in the top?
Yeah, because you said Chris, but nobody knows who she is. See, when you said members of the board, then you could put the attorney. I do it.
Okay. Everybody get a chance to kind of get a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Motion passed. So I guess we're up to Mr. Logan with your admin report.
Yep. So the admin report last meeting, we talked about the Dunn warehouse files, and I checked all these different places, couldn't find a place for storage and for me to go through them with the city clerks to see what we need to keep and what we don't. And the DPW head, Rob Perry, had said that at the cemetery, there is a vacant apartment with heating, light, lock, key, all these things that I can kind of use as an office space to go through these meetings, then take the boxes and the sort of outlines to the city clerks to see what files have met or exceeded their retainage life. So instead of the city hall basement, DPW is going to be moving them there. And we're grateful for the help. I believe they gave a time frame of a couple weeks. Was that right, Dominic?
Yeah.
Dominic helped me out on that. So that's good. And I can go over the files there, and we can kind of get our files in order, which we desperately need to do. The only potential about that, I haven't actually seen the office space since this kind of opportunity came up. We may need to purchase some filing structures, not filing cabinets necessarily. When I went to, there was a presentation by the state authority on sort of file keeping. I'm forgetting the acronym right now. They give out pamphlets, proper ways to keep files, and it's, an open filing structure where you can see the boxes and the boxes are labeled. So depending on what that office looks like, we may need to purchase some of those. So
It also, the way I think it is that it's the actual apartment, so you might have an opportunity to, to put them in different rooms. like stuff that's done already, or, you know, or whatever. So it might give you a good idea of some sorting space too,
Yeah,
right? You know, put a table and chair there and give you more flexibility, especially time, lights and heat, you know, so give you a little bit more flexibility,
yeah,
you know, to work through that space. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, just to, you kind of see what I mean, we might have something around, we can maybe citywide, there's maybe somebody that has some kicking around somewhere before you purchase it.
yeah, reach out to different people. I mean, I think Rob would be helpful if there's any sort of storage
Yeah, okay.
things, he may be a useful resource there.
Did they say it was only for the filing for the HCDPA?
Yeah, I mean, he's letting us use it for several months, but he wants to see that we're going through it and that this isn't necessarily, we're just shutting them away, and we do need to go through it.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem.
It's just a place to have some money.
Yeah, so,
And then we find a place to offer.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that could, you know, potentially be in the
That could be
basement.
Staging place, okay.
Exactly, so sort of a staging place. And so we appreciate Rob's help on that. And was there anything else you might add in the report?
No, that's the next financial.
So for financials, just two bills, mine and Hcdpa. And I put possible filing structures. I don't have the invoice or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to give a heads up in
Right.
the future.
I wanted to ask a question about the billing. Maybe it's because of where, my years of experience, where I come from, with the government, and we all do things monthly. It makes it easier to compare. So this bill is from the 22nd of August to the 26th of September.
Mine,
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
monthly? Is that monthly?
mine I do in between, work done between meetings where Chris is for the work from August. So August through the end of August.
Oh, so there's no possibility of maybe doing a monthly bill?
I'd be happy to.
Like, in other words, like in the bill on the 31st or 30th or 28th of that month. So to me, if you needed to compare, it makes it much simpler.
Mhm,
And every bill is the same. You know, every invoice shows just the invoice for that month.
So this would look like, so because this bill is potentially till September 25th for me. So if we wanted to implement that, we'd have to,
But don't
There would be
you,
a month
don't you
lag.
do things after the meetings? Like, after this meeting, aren't you go, like you may talk.
yeah, and that'll go to the next month.
But,
That's how.
but it doesn't have to.
Mhm,
Anything you do after, like this month closes on the 30th, right?
mhm.
So anything you do after the 30th goes to the next month.
Yeah,
Close of
our
business.
meeting's not to the week before the end of the month. So anything he does afterwards, we approve today. If he does something tomorrow, we'll approve next month.
Okay, so it has to be, everything he does has to be approved.
Right.
Okay, so go from meeting to meeting.
Yeah, that's how it's kind of worked, and that's what I took from Sarah.
I think this works. I mean,
I understand you think it works, but I'm just putting in a suggestion that is, in other words, what I'm saying, not that it doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. What I'm saying is that it makes it easier to compare, in my opinion. If you got one going from this day, you know, but I understand now what you're saying.
the advantage to this is that you get something.
Mhm,
And, you know, where I was working for the last 20+ years, we had bi-weekly pay periods. And they didn't conform to a particular month. It was bi-weekly, and we just got paid bi-weekly. And so this is basically the same thing. It's a rolling thing from the day of the meeting, which is the last Thursday of the month,
mhm.
through the day before the next meeting. So it is a 1 month thing, and it is comparable month over month.
Okay, so where I've been working for 40 years, when I used to work, it was month to month. But I understand what you said. It has to be from okay, if we have our meetings on the last Thursday of every month,
Mhm.
and it has to end on that day,
It ends the day
then let
before.
me finish,
It ends the day
please, let me
before.
finish. Then it starts the next day until the last Thursday of the next month. Okay, I can understand that. Then it can't be month to month.
Right, because we can't approve
Right,
something.
exactly. So that part is what I didn't understand and now I do. All right? Thank you.
So, can I get a motion to approve
Approved motion.
the bills?
So moved.
Second?
Do we need, you don't need to look at the bill for the lawyer?
Okay, you can
For the what?
RCP.
RCP?
You had a comment on this one, Teresa?
Oh, with the CMC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can ask Chris. Chris, what does CMC mean?
She's muted, Chris.
Just a second. There we go. That's me. Christine M. Shaw.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet.
We thought it was some kind of lawyer acronym. We're trying to figure out what it was.
No, we're just trying to
Client
give you
meeting
more-
confidential.
more detailed bills about who actually did the work is what that's for.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Figure
we're
that out.
good with that one, guys?
Yep, yep.
Yes,
So I can get motion to pay both bills?
so
Yes.
moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
So no resolutions or motions.
We don't have anything there, right?
Mhm.
Okay. What's the file instruction?
That's what I was just talking
That's what
about.
he
I
was
don't have
saying.
an invoice for it or anything. I'm just saying that that's a potential incurred cost in the
Okay,
future,
gotcha.
depending on how.
It's just a
this goes.
placeholder for, we may need to purchase some file instructors, that's all.
Okay, we have some old business,
Mhm.
Hudson Housing Trust Fund,
Wait a minute, did we do the profit and loss statement?
financial.
Yeah, they were sent to everyone.
Oh, I just want to know, does a negative mean a positive here? See,
In
with
what
the-
part?
With the city, the escrow, the negative means positive. There's like 88,000, that net income minus 88, does that mean
Let me pull it up and see what here.
profit and loss statement for Hudson Community Development Fund for January to August 2024?
Net income, so that's gonna be total expenses from the year. So that includes,
Is that a positive or negative?
that's negative, that's money coming from our account, so that includes me, lawyer, Michelle's reimbursements.
So it's a minus.
Yeah.
Because the other way we do it on the escrow, the minus means a plus, but I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the same here. That's it, thank you.
Good. Okay.
And While you're
Michelle's
working,
H-
while you're on the revenue side, I just wanted to note that we're coming up on the end of the year. And if there's going to be a renewal of the current purchase agreement, that would be another, Logan, to call your attention to this, to follow up, another $25,000. I think it's by the end of October or by the 28th, I think it is. So just to highlight that the deadline comes up before the next board meeting for that renewal. Just maybe you just want to follow up on that as a courtesy.
Yeah, typically Ravonda would have detail, because that's.
Yes, I know.
that's-
It's not here.
Oh,
Right.
for her
So,
couch.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll reach out to her, and so we can get clarity on that.
assuming they're going to renew it, Okay.
Renew that.
So now in Hudson Trust Fund,
Yeah,
Michelle.
Thanks, everyone. So last month was the long agenda, so today is pretty short. First, just a reminder that the Trust Fund Advisory Committee is not meeting until November, so no October meeting. Next, I just want to give an update that we did apply for 2 more housing rehab grants, Access and Home. We should find out maybe around December, January, whether we receive those. And then for Hudson Roots, this past month, helped 2 households, 7 people total. Really bridge funds, one for security deposit and another for some of the lost public assistance. There's only about $1,300 left for the rest of the year. However, the county did approve $200,000 of ARPA funds for Promise to distribute throughout the county for rental and mortgage assistance. Pretty similar to the way that we're running Hudson Route. So there will be funding for people who need rental assistance through the rest of the year, which is really great. And Joan from Hunt from Promise has also had, for like really one of the first times, been meeting with, brought all the different social service providers together who have rental assistance funds and put together like a guide of who has what money, what are the restrictions, how to get in contact with people. So that can also be helpful for people if they have issues. That now we've got like one streamlined way for people to figure out how to access funds. So our program is winding down for this year, but there's still assistance available.
Okay, is that it? Thank you.
Yeah.
And then next is the budget.
No, CD.
CDF.
Oh, I'm sorry, CD.
Okay.
So we did roll that CD over into the 5-month that Michelle recommended. There's more hassle than we thought. There's a 10-day window from when the CD matures to when you need to decide what you're going to do with that. We missed that, so I went to the bank to just kind of figure out what was going on. Then Dominic called them. They waived the fee that I think was $160 so that we can put it into the CD account that we wanted to. I'm saying this so we don't do that again. The CD matures on January 11th. So this is something we need to think about in December to have a decision what we want to do next with this. So then we can take that and make that decision more prompt this time. And I appreciate Dominic and Margaret for helping. They both had to go to the bank and figure that out. So I appreciate that.
Item C, next one, Dominic, is floodplain.
The what?
The floodplain, is there any updates?
No update, Chris, right? They're still working on it, so there hasn't been any kind of engineer certification or inspection.
Okay,
And now we're on budget, right?
now we're on new business.
New business.
New business. So the budget will be due the 1st of October. So for our October meeting, I kind of wanted to seek out what the previous experience was with doing the yearly budget. Is that something where we do a finance committee prior to the general meeting, or what's happened in years past for members who have been on here?
So under ABO procedures, you should do that. That is appropriate. So you should schedule a finance committee meeting and then review that draft budget and then present that to the board.
I mean, probably best do it at 4, right? And if our meeting at 4:30, right?
Right. You could do,
Yeah,
On the same day.
same day, yeah.
So when do we have to have that done?
Sneak it in.
The budget is due November 1st. You're supposed to submit to the ABO.
It's
It's November 1st,
So we
yeah.
have to do it at least by October's meeting.
Yeah, so what we're saying is for the October meeting, which I checked with everyone and moved to the 17th. In the past, what I'm hearing is that the finance committee met before the general meeting. So that would be on the 17th. We have the general meeting at 4:30. So the finance committee could meet at 4 or earlier, depending on how long we think that's going to take. What I'll do is check from our previous budgets, check from what we've spent this year using the ABO sort of budget framework and put that together and then bring it to the finance committee. That's sort of my plan.
I think what would be helpful, so I have not been through this before.
Mhm.
Who's on the finance committee?
Me, I'm one of the people. I think Rwanda, I'm with Miss Smith. And Mayor, is it you? No.
I'm on.
I thought Margaret was on.
Yeah, I think you're on, because you're treasurer.
Yes, I'm on.
So the finance committee is Teresa, Margaret, and Ravonda.
Okay, so since I haven't been through this before, I would find it very helpful if you provided us ahead of time
Mhm.
what was last year's, like the documents from last year's budget. So that, you know, you can, if you have a proposal, that's fine. But so that I can see what was done before, and then that way we can meet right before the regular meeting. We'll be looking at something for the first time.
Yeah,
That would be really helpful.
You're gonna provide that for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're planning on doing it on the 17th before the regular meeting? Is that the plan?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is that so? I'll have to check with Ravonda, but, so we should plan for possibly 4 o'clock. And then
I
I'll
think we
provide,
should give ourselves at least an hour.
that's what I think. So then maybe let's call it 3:30.
Yeah.
And again, I'll check with Ravonda on that. And then the only other thing I talked to you all about it, the October meeting change, which I just mentioned, from the 24th to the 17th, that has been posted by the clerks, so we're all up to date with that.
Okay.
And Chris, you're good with that 17th at 4:30?
Is it an open public meeting?
Should be.
Okay.
Chris?
Chris is nodding yes, but she's muted.
Okay, good,
Yes,
okay.
I'm nodding yes, but my mic is off, yes.
Okay. Couldn't feel it. Okay, next is public, public comments? Yeah. You gotta come back. Huh? Anyone online? Public?
No, nobody has their hands up.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna do the honors.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
I think
All
we
right,
just-
thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Exit.
Thanks, everybody.